Hey guys, so welcome back to Indirect Knowledge. It's so good to be back with you guys. So tonight we have a very special tarot card reading, and this is for Luz. And Luz has sort of a directional type question. It's wants to know like um, how to get on the right path if not already on the right path. So that's one way of kind of looking at it. So in other words, what can we do to get on the right path if we're not already there? So let's find out. So we'll talk as I'm doing this for just a minute. Shuffle these up a little bit more just so we can get a nice good shuffle on them. But let's talk about the right path, okay? So everybody has a different life path, right? And there's all things that we all have different gifts. We're all predisposed for different purposes. So finding out what our purpose is, finding out where the right path is, you know, getting direction and things, these are things that are important to discover, and once you once you're on the right path, it's pretty easy to know that you're on the right path. So let's find this out. Okay, so oh wow, very fascinating. So kind of in the past, like if we're looking at things kind of past, present, future wise, so we see kind of a timeline to begin with. The past, and I'm calibrated about 3 months in the past or so, but I can tell you the energy for this I'm seeing about 7 or 8 months back, maybe not even that, for about 7 months, maybe. Knight of Pentacles comes up. This is like kind of being on the path to like new money or new enterprise or some kind of new endeavor, kind of like thinking in that direction. It's about grounding ourselves in movement, like taking some progressive actions towards being grounded, or solidifying our existence. Putting ourselves in a situation where it's not about change all the time, but trying to reduce that, feel more safe, more secure, more financially capable, those kind of things. Materially abundant, those kind of things. So back then it was sort of like that was sort of the focus. Now we're looking at things as more of like the revelation. What often happens is, and here's the thing, guys, like now I'm a monk, and I really try not to get too spiritual with this channel, like as far as imposing different ideas onto you. I want everybody to kind of have their own. I respect everyone's belief, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not here to coerce anybody or try to influence or persuade anybody into believing what I believe. Or um, so that's why I try to be relatively objective with this. I do share my opinions sometimes, and I think that's fair. I mean, we all have different opinions, but I always say that at the end of the day, it's your opinion that matters. So when the Revelation or Judgment card comes up, um, it's sort of like this, almost like we're judging ourselves a lot of times. So like hmm, kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, when we're focusing in on trying to get put our life in a good direction, try to, you know, feel our situation out and get to a place of abundance, like just a place of more security, which is not a bad thing per se. But sometimes we can overdo it. Sometimes we can focus in on, become too attracted or too involved or engrossed in material life. At least this is my belief. And as a result of that, it detracts us from like our spiritual path, like the path that we should be on more spiritually or religiously, however you want to look at it. So this is kind of a recognition of that. When this card comes up, that's what I'm picking up. It's sort of like we're feeling like, okay, maybe we've gone in this direction for a while, but like there's a part of us that just doesn't feel like we're really on the right path, that a simpler path, but maybe one that kind of not is in opposition to the direction we've been going. It's just different, it's just kind of a different direction. And This one is more of a spiritual direction. In the future, though, we have this card, and this is sort of like winning at any cost. When this card comes up, it's five. Five's about change. So we start with this here idea that we want to kind of focus in on our life, kind of get ourselves situated. But with this card, it's sort of the difference in that we have the five number here, and this is really about, this is kind of like the middle of our journey in a sense, but it's also where a lot of change happens. So there's a metamorphosis happening. And so this winning at any cost is you might win. Um, you might have the skills, the tools, resources, whatever you need to win. But sometimes when you win, it's like you're really not winning. It's still, it would have been better had you not even played the game, so to speak. But with this, it's more about like, it's this reminder that, you're really kind of in this yourself. And as scary or as sometimes even some people feel a little bit depressed about it, it really is a positive card for you. This is a positive direction. So when you're moving in a different direction, things aren't always necessarily so secure. The universe does still allow you to, still going to take care of you. God or your higher self or whatever your belief is about it is going to lead you down the right path. And that's kind of like what this is saying, like you're going from this understanding or knowing, like you're starting to see the signs of where that path is going to lead you. And now this is kind of like saying, okay, excuse me, guys. This is like saying, get ready for some change to happen because it's you're fixing to be there. You have the water in the backdrop of both of these cards, and it's the same water. You know, it's almost like you might also, like I'm just kind of intuitively picking up that you might, like maybe some people in your life, that go by the wayside. It could be a physical death or something like that, or it could just be people that kind of leave your existence or leave your life, or you could be moved away or something like that, to where you're just not in as close a contact and stuff as much anymore and whatnot. And so it's sort of that going it alone, but then you feel maybe like you're just kind of in it by yourself or something like that, because not that people are deserting you, it's just that just people are going in different directions. And so you're kind of like at this stage of the game, you're just kind of, where's my path at? I'm feeling some resistance, or I'm feeling like a little discomfort, or I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, or I'm feeling like some depression or something like that. And I just feel a little uneasy. And so where am I supposed to end up? Well, let's look at where that judgment card comes in. We have the Emperor. Now, this is about law and order, which really sets the foundation for our life. So this is really saying that, to get the foundation, the right foundation built and established and all, what you've been doing in the past is not going to be that sustains that. You have to make some changes, some changes as is coming down the pipeline for you. As far as where you're at and stuff, kind of internally, you're really in a good position, mentally, you're seeing yourself as strong and able to carry on the journey and everything like that. And so even though there may be some obstacles and different things along the way, you're able to handle things, like kind of just let things kind of naturally just kind of roll off. And so if something is perceivably bad happens or something like that, you're kind of indifferent to it. Just like if something is more really happy-go-lucky, that kind of thing, you're also indifferent to it. So it's really kind of a detached attitude, or detached, which is symbolic of someone that is engaged in like a spiritual path or something like that. They're more having more faith in like a higher power, divine force, God, themselves, whatever. What's the whole outcome to all of this? Like, as far as, you know, we started this about like, well, how do I get on the right path if I'm not already on it? Well, where the outcome comes in is this. So you can see this pretty plain and clear. There's one's a really bad action. So we have double action here. And then holding the world in the palm of the hand. So it's sort of symbolic of saying that, the world is our oyster, that we can, but it's really about getting ready to take that journey. Right now, the things that are impeding us, you see the wall in front of him and stuff, you can't really get beyond that, but it's not too high. You could get over it. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So this card here is saying that, it's going to take a little bit of time. You may have to leave your past behind, which is what that other wand in the thing is, but you'll still take aspects or parts of yourself and realize you may be feeling a little bit of loneliness or not necessarily in this with others, but you always have people in your life, no matter where you go, and new people come and new experiences happen and new lessons are learned, and your higher self just keeps evolving. So trust in that. And what's the answer to being able to do all of this and to do this? Well, interestingly enough, we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is really about refining our direction. This is about repetition and repeating our actions in order to do them better. So if we've failed at certain things in our life or we've messed up, it's just kind of a reminder not to give up, but to keep moving forward. And, just to have faith that everything is going to work out okay, and it will. And it's just like the Bible verse, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not into thine own understanding. It's like you don't really have to think too much about it on a conscious level. That's what it means, like lean not into thine own understanding. Don't rely on what you see is what you get. In all thy ways acknowledge him, talking about God, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, the universe, Mother Nature, the great goddess, God, Krishna, whatever. And he shall direct thy path. So God will direct thy path, or, however you observe that. Even if you're atheist or something like that, you could even say like you're, just fate, or, however you want to look at it. Time will take care of everything. And that's pretty much what this is about. So it's a really good reading. I mean, like overall, like the reading is very telling. I mean, we learned a lot from this reading, just kind of as far as, I mean, it's very in-depth, kind of a serious kind of reading, like we're seeing a lot of emotion that plays out in the reading. Yeah, it's definitely one about your path and kind of, the next steps or the direction and things. So, I just picked up a lot of things about like, like just kind of like where the mindset might be, and, just you're a relatively strong person, kind of, or feel like you can keep strong under certain duress or certain situations. And yeah, it's just kind of sort of powerful, to be in that kind of a situation, even when things around you and stuff may be changing. When you have change happening and things are coming about, it's not always easy to stay pretty neutral and pretty calm. That's really what's being said here, and just learning from your mistakes, not judging yourself, but just saying, okay, I can probably do this better. Let me try. Let me give it a shot, and I'll at least make an effort. So, anyways, I hope this helps you. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can always reach out to me. All my information is in the description below this video, along with if you guys want to support me a little bit with this. You can just go to helpbydonating.com. Those donations really do help me help a lot of people. And yeah, so much love and many blessings to you all. As most of you guys know, I'm a monk, and so I do a lot of service work. And so whatever donations are given and stuff like that, I put that money to good use to help as many people as possible. And so many of you have really been helpful. And, and of course I send you the gifts and all that other stuff, and kind of share with you guys kind of on a more personal level, like what actually it is that the money's going for and everything like that, because I believe in total transparency in that. But anyways, enough about all that. If you guys need spiritual direction or advice, or you want a tarot card reading, or you'd like to get a copy of the Bhagavad Gita, or just reach out. You're more than welcome to do that. All that information is in the description below this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I apologize. I'm a little bit tired. It's really early in the morning, about 2 o'clock at this time. And wow, September is really kicking in. We're already on the 3rd of September. Wow, it just seems like we just got here. I guess we did. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you guys need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here for you. Much love, many blessings, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Indirect Knowledge. Thanks for tuning in.